And, I think it can be really frustrating to me at times, and I think it's difficult. I think a lot of people sometimes think I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I have emotions, I have feelings, and it can be really difficult to go through a lot of that. And
now we heard a bunch of talk about Fever fan, Caitlin Clark fans sticking together and no showing the games and boycotting the game and this and that. And man, oh man, this picture doesn't spell good news for the WNBA. I'm just gonna blow this up here. This does not look good. This does not look good. You can see empty seats all over the place.
The spotlight is once again on the WNBA as new developments surrounding Caitlin Clark have sparked widespread discussion across the basketball world. League officials are facing increased scrutiny as questions continue to grow about Clark's impact on the WNBA and the attention surrounding her season. Shortly after she was recognized with the Player of the Month award, a new statement from Clark quickly became a major topic of conversation, fueling fresh speculation among fans and analysts. Adding to the headlines, it has now been confirmed that Clark will miss Sunday's game, a development that is expected to draw even more attention as the league and supporters wait to see what comes next. Attention quickly shifted across the WNBA after the official injury report confirmed that Caitlin Clark would miss Sunday's game, triggering a wave of reaction from fans, media outlets, and ticket holders. The announcement immediately became one of the league's biggest talking points, with many speculating about its impact on attendance, television viewership, and overall fan interest. While some observers questioned what Clark's absence could mean for the league, others cautioned against drawing conclusions before more information became available. The story gained even more attention when Clark's teammate, Sophie Cunningham, addressed reporters and shared an emotional message that added another layer to the ongoing discussion. Her remarks fueled fresh debate about the team's situation and the challenges surrounding the moment, ensuring that Clark's absence remained at the center of the basketball conversation. The incident has reignited debate about how the WNBA has handled some of the season's most controversial moments, with many fans questioning whether enough is being done to protect star players on the court. As attention turns to Sunday's game, discussions continue to grow over an earlier play involving Caitlin Clark and Alyssa Thomas that quickly became one of the league's most talked-about highlights. Many viewers believed the contact was excessive and argued that stronger action should have been taken, while others defended the officials' interpretation of the play under the rules. The sequence sparked widespread reactions across social media and sports talk shows, with fans divided over whether Clark receives enough protection from physical play. As the debate continues, the incident has become another flashpoint in the broader conversation about officiating, player safety, and the challenges that come with the league's growing spotlight. Next Viacy. The situation took another turn after Caitlin Clark was recognized as Player of the Week, with her comments drawing significant attention from fans and the media. Rather than avoiding the controversy, Clark addressed the incident and shared her perspective on the physical play she has experienced this season, adding new momentum to an already heated discussion. Her remarks sparked fresh debate about officiating, player safety, and whether the league applies its standards consistently across different situations. The conversation grew even louder when teammate Sophie Cunningham also spoke publicly, expressing support for Clark and emphasizing the importance of protecting players on the court. Her comments added another voice to the ongoing discussion and highlighted the emotions surrounding the incident. Together, their responses kept the story at the center of the basketball world, as fans, analysts, and former players continued to debate how the WNBA should balance physical competition with player safety and consistent officiating. The controversy continued to grow as attention shifted beyond the court and toward the reactions from inside the team. Following the incident, Sophie Cunningham publicly voiced her support for Caitlin Clark, adding to the ongoing discussion about player safety and the league's handling of physical play. Her comments reflected the frustration felt by many fans and observers who have questioned whether the WNBA should do more to protect its players and enforce consistent officiating standards. While reports and speculation surrounding behind-the-scenes conversations have circulated widely online, no verified evidence has confirmed many of the more dramatic claims. Even so, the debate has remained one of the biggest stories in women's basketball, with supporters, analysts, and former players continuing to argue over how the league should respond. As attention now turns to Sunday's game, many are watching closely to see how the WNBA addresses the controversy and whether the discussion will lead to meaningful changes in player safety, officiating, and the league's future direction. The focus is no longer just on a single incident. It has become a broader conversation about the standards fans expect from a rapidly growing league. The focus has now shifted to the broader impact of Caitlin Clark's absence and what it could mean for the WNBA's biggest attraction. There is little doubt that Clark has become one of the league's most influential stars, driving record-breaking interest, television audiences, merchandise sales, and ticket demand throughout the season. Her absence from Sunday's game has prompted widespread discussion about how much individual star power can affect attendance and fan engagement. While some fans have chosen to reconsider their plans after the injury announcement, others continue to support their teams regardless of who is on the court. The development has once again highlighted Clark's remarkable influence on the league and sparked renewed debate about how heavily the WNBA's recent surge in popularity has been tied to one of basketball's fastest rising stars.
I think things like that, and I think a lot has obviously come after that, and as I've stood up here and said before, like the harassment, the hate, none of that is okay. That goes for the opposing team we play, that goes for my teammates, that goes for my coaches. There should never be a question of character. Like, I've always stood up here and said that, and that's truly what I believe. That's how I was raised. So, none of that is okay, and I don't want anybody to ever experience that. I think it can be really frustrating to me at times, and I think it's difficult. I think a lot of people sometimes think I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I have emotions, I have feelings, and it can be really difficult to go through a lot of that. And I'm 24 years old trying to navigate a lot, and I think at times I've been in this world for 4 years now, and you would never change any of it, but there are times that it is hard, and there are times that it probably affects me a little bit more than I do put on, and I would never change any of that for the world, but I think it's important that people do remember that part of it too. So at the same time,
the financial impact of Caitlin Clark's absence has quickly become another major talking point, with many analysts and fans debating just how much influence one player can have on the WNBA's growing popularity. Clark has been a driving force behind increased television ratings, ticket demand, and corporate interest throughout the season, making any game she misses an immediate focus for broadcasters, sponsors, and fans alike. While there is no confirmed evidence of widespread sponsor concerns or dramatic financial fallout, her absence has renewed discussion about how heavily the league's recent momentum has been fueled by its biggest stars. The situation has also intensified debate over player safety and officiating, with many supporters arguing that protecting the league's top talent is essential to sustaining its rapid growth. As the conversation continues, Clark's impact on the WNBA remains impossible to ignore, highlighting both the opportunities and the challenges that come with having one of the sport's most influential players at the center of the spotlight. The latest developments have raised new questions about what comes next for both Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, as fans continue to debate whether this is simply a temporary setback or part of a larger conversation about player safety and the future of the league. Their recent public comments reflected frustration with the physical nature of the game and reignited discussions about officiating, accountability, and the WNBA's responsibility to protect its players. Although speculation about future decisions has spread widely across social media, there has been no official indication that either player plans to leave the WNBA or step away from professional basketball. Even so, the controversy has kept the spotlight firmly on the league, with many fans and analysts calling for greater consistency in officiating and stronger measures to ensure player safety. How the WNBA responds in the weeks ahead could play a significant role in shaping public perception and the direction of this ongoing debate.
A fever organization, that thing in between their ears, called a brain, they don't really use it. And when they do use it, they don't use it well. Oops. Moving on. Caitlin Clark also named the Eastern Conference Player of the Month by the WNBA. Now, this actually surprises me. Not that she doesn't deserve it, but that they actually gave it to her. You know what I mean? Not that she doesn't deserve it, because I know she does. But after all this hoopla, after all this hoopla, if you get it, if you get that reference, you get that. What a load of hoopla! Her winning the Eastern Conference Player of the Month, I'm surprised the WNBA gave it to her with all of this stuff going on. Averaging 21.9 points per game, 45.6% from the field, 8.2 assists, and 4 rebounds per game. Historical numbers. Historical numbers. So shout out to Caitlin Clark for winning Eastern Conference Player of the Month. Now this is Rose Gold. Her last name's harder to pronounce than Shanae's. This is Rose Gold talking about Caitlin Clark. Should she publicly address the online hate? Let's take a look.
Do I think Caitlin should say something? I don't think that she has the responsibility to. I think it's still a lot. It's unfair to put that on a player, but I have a lot less grace for it than I did in 2024, where I was like, hey, she just got here. There's so many people using her to, further agendas. She's a kid, blah, blah, blah. This is now 3 years into her career. And if she's silent, it's her decision to do so. And it will be read as such. I don't think she has to, but the choice to be silent is also an action. And that will be judged. And for me, this is the opinion of Roz, I think it would be cool to hear from Kayla. I think she's a good person. I'm sure she's not at all, hoping these types of things happen to her fellow colleagues of the WNBA. I think it'd be cool if she was like, yo, don't do this.
The controversy has sparked passionate reactions across the basketball community, raising fresh questions about player safety, officiating, and the future direction of the WNBA. While opinions remain sharply divided, one thing is clear: the discussion surrounding Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and the league's handling of recent events is far from over. Fans, analysts, and former players continue to debate what changes, if any, should be made to better protect players while preserving the competitive nature of the game. As the season moves forward, many will be watching closely to see how the league responds and whether these conversations lead to meaningful action. Now we'd like to hear from you. Do you believe the WNBA should make changes to its approach to player safety and officiating, or do you think the current standards are appropriate? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoy in-depth basketball coverage, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest updates and analysis.